Good morning everybody, welcome to the Byte Size News. I'm Paul Brooker and today is the 4th of September 2025. Let's dive into the news and find out what's been going on in the last 24 hours. Federal authorities in Cincinnati have announced the breakup of an international drug ring responsible for supplying fentanyl and other deadly drugs. Operation Boxcutter resulted in 3 arrests in the US and indictments against 22 foreign nationals and 4 Chinese companies linked to drug manufacturing and distribution. FBI Director Kash Patel called it a new strategy targeting the companies behind lethal drug precursors, which have fueled America's opioid crisis. Authorities have also seized multiple kilograms of cocaine, methamphetamine and other substances as part of a 3-year investigation. A new poll shows French President Emmanuel Macron facing his lowest approval since taking office in 2017. 8 in 10 French voters say they do not trust him, with only 15% offering support. Prime Minister François Bayrou fared no better, with trust in him at just 14%, as he pushes controversial austerity measures to tackle France's growing deficit. The survey also shows opposition leader Jordan Bardella gaining momentum as frustration with the government sparks warnings of potential unrest across the country. Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein are demanding more transparency. Speaking outside the US Capitol, 9 women shared harrowing stories of abuse and announced they are compiling a confidential list of Epstein's associates. They urged the Justice Department to release all files, saying victims fear retaliation if they name names themselves. Lawmakers from both parties are pushing for a full disclosure vote, while critics accuse authorities of shielding the powerful. Survivors say this is not political, it's about justice for crimes of sex trafficking. Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro is facing the final phase of his coup plot trial. He and 7 allies are accused of conspiring to overturn his 2022 election defeat to Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, including plans to assassinate rivals and pressure the military to intervene. Prosecutors say the scheme collapsed after failing to win armed forces backing. Bolsonaro, under house arrest in Brasilia, denies the charges, calling the case a witch hunt. A Supreme Court verdict is expected by September the 12th, and if convicted, he could face more than 40 years in prison. At least 15 people have been killed and 18 more injured after Lisbon's iconic Gloria Funicular derailed and crashed into a building. The century-old cable railway, a major tourist attraction, was left in ruins as rescuers pulled victims from the wreckage. Authorities say foreign nationals are among the dead, though no identities have yet been released. Portugal's president has declared a national day of mourning, while investigators examine reports that a loose cable may have caused the tragedy. The head of London's Metropolitan Police is calling for a review of the law after comedian Graham Linehan was arrested over online posts about trans people. Linehan, known for Father Ted and the It Crowd, was detained at Heathrow under the Public Order Act, but has not been charged. Met Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley said officers were between a rock and a hard place, policing online speech, and urged the government to clarify the law. The arrest has sparked a backlash, with politicians and free speech advocates questioning whether policing tweets is appropriate. My final story of the day: France is stepping up its war preparedness, with hospitals instructed to prepare for a possible major engagement by March 2026. Health authorities are being told to plan for thousands of wounded soldiers, both French and foreign, and to consider setting up medical centres near transport hubs. Health Minister Catherine Vautrin stressed the measures are precautionary, part of anticipating crises, and not linked to any specific threat. The move comes alongside the release of a citizen survival guide and increased defence spending amid rising tensions in Europe. Well, thank you everybody for joining me this morning. That was your bite-sized news on 4th of September 2025. For all my other content, head over to brooker.tv. So all that's left for me to say is take care, God bless, and see you all soon. Bye now.